Well, apparently we can't have music running off my phone since I'm using it to record. That's fine. That is okay. How we doing, gang? Having a late brunch. This was easier when Steve was here. God's sake. What's up, Crimson? Too bright? That's not too bright. Tell. Yeah, it's gotta be the finished edge or the factory edge. All right. Yeah. Missing an eighth of an inch. Still 5.5. It's a bigger gap than I wanted. Christ. Alright, well. We'll fix it on the back end. Rather have it flat than not. Okay. God, is my line that far off? Unless that's not actually the... Hang on. Unless this isn't actually the factory edge. It looks like the factory edge. Let's see how this fits. Well, it's closer than it was all around. Well, it's not the prettiest, but it's closer than anything else, so. Looks like we might have to do a little bit of trimming. Oh, what's this? I guess it's my supportive arm. ongoing support of the projects. Thank you for the resub, Dawn. How are you? Mayhem and I cut these pieces the other night. I only got one installed. And now I can't figure out which side is the finished, like the factory edge. I didn't think it was this one, but it's lining up better than the other way was. I don't see any chalk. That's almost a 1/4 inch difference. I don't like that. But it's closer on the top and the bottom. I'm just gonna have to router the edges off. So, hey, what's up, Jax? Building stuff, indeed. Trying to, anyway. Apologize. I don't know what the sound is like with this, so. And that's not flush. Son of a bitch. Oh. Like, where's my chalk line? Really? Another sliver, apparently. This one's turned on its edge a little bit. That's why I'm getting some rise out of it. Give me a second, Chad. I'll take a look at it in a second. Yep, I guess his responses will be slow with him on his knees like that. That's usually how it happens, Don. Does he use furniture plywood, the good stuff, or cheap, useless plywood that can't even hammer a nail into no matter how many times you struck the hammer? Wow, Jax, that's a lot of feelings about wood. I did not buy this from Menards, if that helps. It's almost 2 at night here. Okay, bye, Jax. space. Maybe I need to. Chance me needs to make some room. My other battery went. Sneaky bastard. Okay. Sorry, I had to make some room. I'm still here. I would have worked with the useless plywood, and yes, it's garbage. Yeah, I know it's garbage. This isn't useless. Far from it. It's not particle board or wet particle board. Hey, Panicked. Welcome in. How are you? So, since I've got it up here, what you're looking at is the inside of the booth, the front wall where the microphone will be, the monitor, the interface. All that's going to be facing me on this wall. We're going to rock wool insulation here, here, small strips here and here, and then there's going to be a little bit of an extra pocket that we're going to run a small 2x4 across here for some stability, and then another piece of 3/4 is going here. The tabs that you see are where the regular 4x8 walls are going to slide into here, and then they'll attach through this piece into the face of the other board. Those will get tied in through here. These tabs are on the front and the back door wall of the booth. So this is how it goes together. These get put in place. This one's wider than normal. Everything else is going to be a 2x4 dimension. This I did 2x6 just to give me a little bit extra room, not only for some stability, but also for this like almost 1.5 inch, 1 3/4 pocket, so that I can run the cable and everything through, so I'm not going through the insulation. So I'm not, so we're interfering with sound quality, if that makes sense. All the walls are going to get wrapped in this felt carpeting. It's like a patio carpet. It's like that ribbed patio carpet, front and back, to help deaden sound. The reason I'm doing the connection points like this is so that I have connection here and here. So the wall will slide in here and be connected this face and this face, so that I don't have just a single seam for sound to get through or in. That also makes sense. Then, after everything's carpeted and put together, foam will go in on the inside of each wall. This wall's going to have all that I talked about. This wall is going to have power coming from the bottom. It's going to be a plug-in through an extension cord to the wall, so that when I take it apart, that cord comes out of the wall and the booth itself. This wall is going to have power running up to a light switch with a like an Edison port with a light switch, so that I can plug stuff in for power if I need, and then the light switch will run up to here, which will connect to the ceiling portion that will drop in after the walls are put, doing the same thing with the floor. The walls are put in, and that cable will disconnect here somehow. Not sure how that is happening yet. But then the cable will run to a regular light that will be controlled by the light switch. And then the only other thing that's different about, like, this wall is just a regular 4x8, clean and done. And then this wall is the door, which is also a little wonky in design, but I'll show you more of that when we get to it. All right. Now, the question becomes, how do I lift this without damaging the edge of that? Because I don't want to do that. I might need the garage door down for this. But that's also too much work, so I'm just going to do it a different way. I see wooden planks that's both crooked and twisted. Yeah, it's lumber. No lumber stays flat forever. How big of a sound width are you planning? Well, I'm in a family of carpenters, father and brother. I know just about Jack about it. Doing good over here, bud. Just know about Jack about construction, rather. Or, oh, all right. Thought that was the foundation. Yeah, makes sense. It will be going fine. What's the worst thing that could happen? Yeah, that's gonna be great. What do I need? I need I need a stop for the wheels. You know, I could have sworn I had a bag of shims here somewhere. And I still believe that. I just don't know what the hell I did with it. Alright, whatever. You know what? Use this. Aha! It's not a bag, but it is 2 shims. Alright. Close the garage door. Just in case. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. Will it fit under the chain? Woohoo! Just barely. All right. If you hear a crash and Goofy falling, you'll know it was all comedy. Yoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! All right. Yeah. That turned out great. Nothing bad can happen whatsoever. Where's my rope? Also, we'll add goofy sounds in post, all fine. Also remember to post this on YouTube so we can add it in post. Yeah, no, absolutely. That is the plan. Okay. Oh, you know what? Well, this right here is the reason. Steve, the reason I didn't put my ratchet straps back in the car is so I could use one right now. I just justified it to myself. Perfect. Cheers. All right. Because I need to conserve room, and because of the way we put these on, I'm going to build the door wall next. Therein lies the rub. Okay. 90 inches is my total height of what? Ooh, that's a good question. Did I actually stay within 90 inches? That's a was my plan. Well, was it realized? It should. Yep. Yeah. So I went 90 because I wanted to have 7 feet, because I'm building a small platform that goes up and a small platform that comes down. Basically, it's a cap on the top and bottom. I stand on one, the other one houses the light. I wanted to have close to 7 feet to work with inside the booth. 7 feet is 84 inches, so I went, to 90. So I'm losing like 7. So it's really gonna be closer to 83 inches. Oh, hi.
Hi. The breaker in the office blue.
The breaker in the office blue?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everything in the office is. So.
How did that happen?
Mm-hmm. But I was playing my game and just everything died.
Shit. Okay.
So where is the breaker box? Is it out here? No.
Hang on.
Or is it in here?
No, the phone. Was gonna open that.
Did you cover his bike? Or are you not sawing?
Do what?
Did you cover his bike or are you not sawing?
I'm not sawing.
Okay.
Oh, fun little breakers. Thank fuck we got rid of those fuse boxes. Yeah. Ours are outside in this place, which I don't fucking get. Oh my god.
Undo it.
Go back on.
Yes.
Good. Oh yeah. Outside, what the, I know. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand why the breakers are outside the house.
Oh, did they get to see me crawl under the
Yes.
thing?
Yes, they did.
Alright, well. I'm not your average girl that apparently can look at a breaker box and go, it's that fuse.
No, that's how you do it.
I understand.
I was trying to find just the label.
I understand. But I found it simply because I went, hey, that fuse is slightly
I
off.
know you did. Thank you for outing me in front of everybody that I used the wrong direction
didn't
to.
out you. You outed yourself because if you notice, my sentence was, I'm not your normal girl who can tell that the fuse is off. You're the one who decided to throw yourself in because of competence. So maybe take your masculinity down a notch.
Wow. Wow. Go play your game. Did you save recently, I hope? Or was it not even on yet?
We'll see where I pick up from.
Okay. Why the hell did the breaker go? It's the first time that's happened. Like, period. My brother's just spent a day putting up permanent light strips to clean the area, apply glue, then screwed to under the roof. Realized the light strip was in the other direction. Oh, shit. What was I doing? Oh. Right. So. Did I cut these to 90? I don't think I did. Nope, I didn't. Okay. That needs to happen at some point. I'm gonna need. So I'm building the wall, the door wall is going to be normal stud wall. But then on the inside of the door frame, I'm putting 2x4s here, here, and one at the bottom, so that when it shuts, I have that same overlapping seal on the door, so that there's no space under the door or at the sides. There's going to be wall in the way. All that will be carpeted as well. I might even put some like some air seal foam in between them. That's how that's going to go. I am going to need to cut those though. So, figured out how to put this cover on here. So rather than adding a power supply at the shed end, the lights are taking over a lamp socket on the other side of the house next to my door. We wanted to get rid of the lamp anyways, as I pointed out. It's not usually the silver lining guy, but I'll take it. Cool, man, so what are you planning on keeping about the same size as what's there, not extending the wall size at all? Yeah, no. It's gonna be the same height as the piece that I just wheeled away. I'm making it modular so that it can move. Like, it's a semi-permanent structure. So like, you got here late, Canadian. So like, that wall that I moved, that's the front. The two sides are gonna be regular 4x8 walls. One will have electrical in it, and then the door wall will go on the back of it. And the tabs that you saw there is what the wall will slide into and fit against. So that's the plan for it. I meant width, but yeah, imagine you mean that staying too. Yeah, no, it's basically gonna be a 4x4 box that's roughly 90 inches tall. And inside is gonna be roughly 83 inches in space. But yeah, that's the plan anyway. We're gonna move. Hey, zombie, how are you? Welcome in. I'm always just happy to see you, zombie. Okay. Imagine also the power tools for pumpkin carving dad too, eh? Not yet, but I will be. Dremel that shit. I couldn't help it. I popped into my head and had to speak it. My husband's over here eyeballing all your tools. Look away, good sir. I have some rendition of pretty much every 18 volt power tool that Ryobi makes. Some I have duplicates of. I just picked up, where's the old one? This is their original wet dry vac, which I still have because I can use it as a blower. But I just got their 1 gallon one because it was on sale for $50 because Christmas is coming. Huzzah. That, and I picked up, because I do a lot of stuff on set, like when we did Toy Box, I basically just loaded all my tools in my car, and then whenever we needed to do something with it, I drove to where we were on set, unloaded, did it, packed it back up, and cleared it out of the way. Which is why I usually deal in the 18 volt stuff. It was powerful enough to get done what I need to get done, and I'm good. I just picked up their variable temperature soldering iron because of the, I don't know if I showed you guys this up close actually. Hang on a second. I think I did. So this is the audio interface that I put together. One's going inside the booth along that wall so that I can just plug in whatever I need. These are all 1/4-inch XLR multi-ports, so I can plug either in an XLR cable in one side and then out, which is going to be at the bottom on the outside of that wall. And they all talk to each other via whatever cables they have. So like, this is a network cable. These two are USB-C. These are USB 3.0. That's an HDMI cable. That's an HDMI cable. And the rest are audio interface bullshit. These are the cables that I was talking about that I want this pocket to be able to be there so that I can just run stuff back and forth. I also wanted to be able to angle these a little bit, but I think it might not work out. What I am probably going to do instead is carve out some space. If I put, you know what, that'll work. Because if I carve out some space for the network cable, everything else will fit inside here. I'm just going to need a small incision in the soundproofing to go in between this and the rest of the port interfaces. That's a ways ahead. But I got that soldering iron because I got a 10-channel snake that I'm gonna have all these talk to each other, but I gotta solder those together. So that in itself is gonna be its own process. Excuse me. But I was already, like, I've tried it a couple of times. So I saw this the other day when we were there. Oh. It's got a light. So it's a lighting, like magnifying glass. One of the reasons I love Ryobi is their tools are really smart and they're simple and they're effective. So if you haven't heard my story about why I chose Ryobi, it's not long, but I bought my first set of tools when I graduated from college for basic just set building stuff. So like circ saw, which still works, sawzall, which is up there, the drill that's up there, What was the other thing? Oh, there was a flashlight and a little dust buster. I've since gotten rid of the flashlight. Just died, and the dust buster died a while ago. But all these still work and work well. So because they all took the same battery, I continued to buy their shit. And then I was drilling steel with an impact driver about 40 feet in the air in a single man lift. And I dropped the impact driver. I felt really bad because it was my buddy's. Hit the ground, the battery split apart out of the gun. I went back down, picked them both up. They were fine. I put the battery back in and went back to work. That's a small story. The big story is this. My entire kit, which was not this big at the time when this happened, I was living in Chicago and we had flash flooding that summer. And my entire kit was in the basement. The whole thing got submerged. I was livid. I brought everything upstairs, took it out. I let it sit in my kitchen on the floor for 3 days to dry. I lost a battery charger. Everything, including those tools that I just mentioned, all still work. So I was like, okay, Ryobi gets my money from here on out. So, yeah. Oh, jeebus. Use as a blower, eyebrow wiggle. It's probably not allowed. This is probably why I'm not allowed in the garage. I mean, it's probably one reason. Zombie. Ooh, I know what that is. I can use that to make drainage holes in my plant pots. Brother learned a lot of carpentry from his dad, but installs windows for a living. Seems like a real good job to get into. He's also starting to collect a good amount of your power tools, drills, sawzalls. Got a lot of the use during Halloween. I can imagine. Yeah, window installation is a big thing. I was planning on putting a window in, well, I was planning on putting it in this wall because there was nothing else happening with this wall. And I wanted to line up all the holes so that I could interchange the walls depending on how I had to set it up in a room, so I could open a window. Like if I had somebody over recording in the booth, they could open the window and talk to me and then close it again. I went through a couple different options for that, none of which worked. I was eventually just looking at putting in a window so I could like read their lips if they were talking or just see if they were in there. And I was gonna use like a small skylight for that, but then I realized it was not worth the effort because I'll be able to talk to them in the headphones anyway if I'm actually doing that. So that got nixed. Yeah, those drills can be awesome with their durability. Bro just uses his like a fucking hammer whenever he needs to. Yeah, well, every tool is a hammer, except for a screwdriver, which is a chisel. Okay. Meow. Actually, I'm gonna move these away from here. This is gonna get a little loud for a minute because I got to do some cutting. These dogs outside are not happy whenever's happening. They are pissed about it. Even this chop saw is battery powered. And it's a sliding miter saw. It was on sale for half off, so I got it. I have a smaller version of that, which is down here. It's a little like trim miter saw. Thing's awesome. This battery is actually almost dead. So door wall, I want to have one, two, three, four. We're basically gonna have to do the same thing. We're gonna have to trim. Damn it, I am gonna have to get some more 2x4s. I realized that the 2x4s I picked up were all interiors, which sucks because they weren't full 8 feet. So now I have to go get some more 2x4s to be able to cut in half to make the top and bottoms of the 2 walls, which sucks. It's a nice looking workshop. What's up, Keats? Welcome in. But yeah, so that needs to happen. But all the rest of these, I don't think I need anything else aside from 90-inch or 87-inch 2x4s. And I'm gonna need 4 per each wall. So I'm gonna need 12 more. Let's see. Let's go to the book. I was gonna do the outside in this blue, but thank God they have the gray, which is what I wanted originally when I went back to get all the stuff. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because these are, the other walls are just 4x8 walls, so they're just gonna need 4 runs, and that's gonna be perfect for the insulation because it's built already for 16 inches on center, so it's just gonna be 3 runs each. So that's easy. So that's 8. Yeah, so I need 12 more. I might do some, well, actually, no, I'm gonna need more than that because I need to reinforce inside the door frame itself. I'm gonna need 2 more. 3. I can probably get the rest of that out of scrap. But the door is gonna, I need 2 more the size of the door. Yeah, because I want to catch, I don't want to sandwich those. I want those to be as tall as the door on either side. Okay, so cut list, I need 12 at 87. I'll measure the door real quick. Two more, like 80 and a quarter. I don't want, door itself is 80. I don't want to have much space. In between them, and I want there to be friction between the felt as it closes. So you're making sound panels? No, I'm making, Keats, I'm making a sound booth. It's a little before your time when you got here for my birthday. At least I think so. I don't know if you were. I don't know if you found the channel before February. This is overdue. I've been dealing with shit personally, and I haven't had the focus and the gumption to actually do this because y'all bought me this booth for my birthday. Because of where we're set up. Normally, where I live, I kit out a closet and I turn that into the sound booth because it's got my clothing in it anyway. So it helps dampen the noise. So I just put up some foam where I need it and then install the mic and everything. I didn't have that option here. So for my birthday, I was like, I'm just going to build a booth. So if y'all want to help, I started a group gift at Home Depot, and I was like, here's the link. If you guys want to contribute, go for it. And then whatever I figure out I have, that's what I'll build it out of. I don't know what I'll have, so we'll see how it goes. And you fucking maniacs gave me $1,345. Best birthday gift ever. So, yay for birthday build. Yeah, we did. Yeah, you did. Whoa, I know, right, Keats? I couldn't believe it. I was absolutely floored. I'm gonna stop talking about it. I'm gonna get choked up again. So anyway, I'm actually doing it. Part of that is because we have to move by January 1st, so I want to make sure I'm moving the pieces and not the build materials for it. I want to get it done so I can just install it where we move to next. So that's part of the reason, like, I wanted to do it anyway, but that is another kick in the ass to do it. Which I'm sad because I was almost there on my own. I almost got there, and I'm still almost there. I mean, I'm there obviously because I'm doing it, but like, necessity deems that it be done now. So you were off the wall excited. Oh my God. Yep, I was Vans excited. I hate it, Keats. I hate. Why are you like this? Why do you do this to me? It's okay. It's fine. So anyway, that's what we're doing. So I need 12 at 87, and I need. Should I do a ½ inch? I do. Hang on. Okay. So if I do doors 80, the carpet is about 1/8 of an inch. So if I do 80 1/4, that's gonna be carpet meshing together. That might be too tight of a fit. Might be. Actually, I still have the square. I'll just use this. We're walking over there. This compresses down to a little bit smaller than 1/8 of an inch. Like, it's 1/8 of an inch itself, but when it's compressed, you know what? No, we're gonna go ham on this. We're gonna do 80 1/4. Because this is going to be, again, that pocket, I want it to seal so it's not just a single seam where the door meets the wall. That's why I'm adding in those extra 2x4s so that I'm doing this when the door closes. It's capped at a 90-degree angle to help keep out sound. I'm trying to do that the entire way around the booth. That's why I have a cap nestling in so that I have that same closure up top on the seal. So like, if this is the lid's gonna have the same flanges as the side, and the bottom is too. It's gonna be like this. So when the wall sits down, it sits down at a 90-degree angle. So it's not just a single seam. It's this. I'm doing that all the way around. And I wanted the door to be the same because that's where most of the sound's gonna get lost anyway. Because I did a hollow core door, so, and that's gonna get wrapped in this as well. The whole thing is going to be wrapped. So that'll be wrapped, and then on the inside, I'm going to put a acoustic panel that comes into the room, because right now the door is stopping 2x4s with, basically the door will shut, forget this one's here, the door will shut against this. So I'm going to have the width of those 2x4s open. So I'm going to fill that with an acoustic panel on the door itself. So when that closes, it's the same width as the wall. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, 12 at 87, 2 at 80 and a quarter. I'm going to double check that measurement. Actually, the door is 79 7/8. Door 79 7/8. So, but that's top and bottom. Is a quarter too much? Quarter's gonna be too much. I want to be 80 and an eighth. I want to be 80 and an eighth, because this will bring the door. No, not eight. Wait, yes, 80 and an eighth, because the door is 79 7/8. This on top and bottom will bring the door up to 80, that's compressed. And then the extra 1/8 inch is going to be filled in by the carpet on the top and the bottom of the wall itself. Yeah. Okay. 80 and an eighth. All right. I'm going to cover up my food and my drink, and then we'll cut some shit. This is why we measure twice, cut once. Exactly, Bison. Also, because I hate doing shit twice. Straight up. Wait, that's not, here we go. Okay. Death, lay thou there. finished cutting that. Where's my... Is that a cargo kilt? It is. This is actually 511 brand. I have 2 of these. I got them this year. They're pretty nice. They're comfy. They're made out of ripstop, so they're durable. There's not as much sewing and material as a utility kilt, so the quality isn't as good. But it's not bad. They're great for working around the house, working in here. Yeah, that's fucking amazing. Yeah, I have like 16 kilts now. It's pretty much all I wear. You guys don't really see that because I'm normally sitting, but yeah, that's my go-to. So, I'm going to give you an example of why I love Ryobi tools. Come here. So, this is the saw. I have it hooked up to a little thing so I can do as much dust collecting as I can. This saw, like a lot of saws, come with a laser. This doesn't have that. It has an LED light, which you can see now. And when I bring the saw down, I don't know if you can see it, but the shadow of the saw gives you your cut line. Like, so there's no laser to go, like, there's no laser that like gets knocked out of place, you have to readjust it. It just uses the basics of light to make the line. They make smart shit. Okay. It's gonna get a little loud. Because I'm gonna turn on the dust collection and the saw. So be aware of volume. Unfortunately, I'm not set up to have a jig right now, so I gotta measure all these individually, but it's fine. I am only doing one at a time for the same reason. curiosity, how bad is that on the sound? Does it like counter it so it's not terrible, or is it really shitty on the microphone? Because I'm just using my phone for this. Excuse me. Like, there's a knot over there that I don't want to deal with. And if I cut this side like I'm planning to, I won't have to deal with it. We're gonna keep going as planned. Damn it. Damn you, Trebek. My dream, what I really want to do is when I have a spot for my own shop, is make the layout table so that the table is flush with the top of my chop saw. Not terrible. I think the phone is far enough away that as long as you give a heads up, it's not painfully loud. Okay. I basically want to make a scene chop saw table where, like, I make the table, it's flush with the top of the saw, and then I have just a tape measure that's built in so that I can run to the end of where I want the cut at the end, because 0 will be at the edge of the blade, like 8 to 7 inches. Be done. God, it'd be so great. I do love this light, though. I will say, the light that I was just talking about that makes the shadow for the blade, fucking brilliant. Okay, ears on. Dawn, I have the theme song to Legend stuck in my head. It's not your fault, but I'm gonna blame you for it. I figure you'll be fine with it. Games Tune, are you building a sound booth? I am, Games. I am indeed. Ah, damn it. That is right on the edge of a knot. Let's 180 this, see if we can do any better. So, since we're kind of on the subject, I am not a traditional carpenter. My father was a general contractor. I grew up around it. But most of my experience comes from building sets. I was a master carpenter in the scene shop at the college that I would eventually go to my senior year of high school. I built pretty much every show I was in college and in high school. And that has been kind of the saving grace for my education is that while I've been working on my career as an actor, I've also been able to use my technical theater skills to make a living. I still do it. Like I work for just one company really right now that does staging for events, a lot of corporate events at hotels and stuff. I was a theatrical rigger while I lived in Chicago. I did track and drape for about 6 years. So I'm really good with fabric. I know how it works. Fabric, like anything else, has a memory. And it will keep said memory as long as you put it in place to do so. Hang on. I will say this sliding miter saw, fucking love it. Because the other miter saw is just a chop saw, the small one that I have, because it's just made for like trim and stuff. But I'd have to flip 2x4s to get through them the whole way. So I'm very happy that I have it. Meow. Yeah. So anyway, I did a lot of schools installations, like the big stage curtains. I'd go in, install the hardware, like the hard points, the drops, the hardware for the track, and then the drapery itself. That job consisted a lot of going to schools that already had drape, taking it down so that it could be cleaned and re-fireproofed. There's a lot of schools in Chicago. We worked a lot. And there's a lot of new schools that were popping up all over the place. But like I did some big venues too. I did a couple full installations of counterweight systems, like fly systems. I did that with Chicago Spotlight. My bread and butter was with a company called Northwest Drapery in Chicago. Yeah, and that was kind of what I did for a day job in Chicago. We redid the entire inside of the Chicago theater. That was cool. We repaired a curtain for Cirque du Soleil for a show that they were doing. Or no, they were actually there while we were doing the inside of the curtains. The one we repaired was for Counting Crows. That was pretty sweet. But yeah, all in all, I'm a theater rat. I was part of a theater company in Chicago called Ouroboros. We had a pretty good run. It had run its course by the time I left Chicago, but we did, is that miter battery powered? It sure is. Sure is. 18 volt Ryobi. The miter saw is too. This guy was on sale for 50% off at Home Depot a while ago, and I was like, there's a sliding one. They had one of these that had 2 batteries, but that one never came into store. It was an online purchase only. I think you could still get it. But this one, like the 4 amp batteries, this one it's cake. It doesn't need a second one. So that's probably why they made this one actually. But yeah, it's pretty dope. Games. So the reason that I have mostly battery powered tools is because of what I've just been saying. How long do you get out of it? I actually haven't done much cutting with this yet. Like I got it, so I had it. This is kind of the first project that I've gone through it, but like I want to say on the box it says something like 70 to 80 cuts of battery. Actually, no, it was more than that because it's the 4 amp. I don't know, but I mean it's a lot. The small miter saw that I have, the chop saw. There was a review of this one. Some dude swapped out the battery and was cutting like copper pipe with it, just doing the work. They make good tools. Like Ryobi gets a bad rap, but I told the story before. Like the reason they have my money when I was in Chicago after the first time in our new place, we had flash flooding that year. My whole kit got submerged. I took everything out. I let it sit for 3 days to dry out. I lost a battery charger. Everything still worked. So I was like, okay, Ryobi has my money from here on out. And the big thing is like they make smart tools. Like this this magnifier light that I just picked up, the battery powered dry back. Like they were doing this shit. Like you see Rigid and Milwaukee all have them now, but like this bitch was the first one. This is their old wet dry back, which also still works. It's just not as efficient as it could have been. But like, the thing, oh my God. There were so many times, since we had a corded portaband, a Milwaukee one, when I was working in Chicago, for cutting like Schedule 40 pipe and track, and I was like, please make me a battery-powered fucking bandsaw portaband. And they finally did. I had already moved here by the time they did, but I was like, oh, it's available now. I bought it. I haven't used it yet, but I bought it. Like there was one other person, like one other company, and like it was the old green and black Hitachi colors, but it wasn't Hitachi. It was like an off-brand. You could only buy it at like electrical supply houses. It was for cutting conduit. But I was like, no, I know eventually Ryobi will make one. So I waited, and now I have it. And it's basically that like Milwaukee, Rigid, and Ryobi are all the same company. They're all owned by the same people now. They the one thing that I don't have that Ryobi makes is their multi-tool where you can swap out the heads, and it's just like the vibrating thing, and you can like cut through drywall, like the rounded like half circle blade where it's just and it just buzzes through. Rigid. What was it? I can't remember who made it first, but Ryobi made it first, and then Rigid did. But the Rigid heads fit on the Ryobi tool, and vice versa. At least they did. They were interchangeable. I don't know if they still are, but like, smart. What was I doing? I was marking and cutting, doing the thing. What time is it? It's 5:03. Okay. I'm waiting for Mayhem to let me know when he's home. We're gonna play some Valheim tonight, so if people want to hop on and join in, we're gonna be doing fortresses and general upkeep for the server. So if people want to join in and play, we're gonna be on that. Yeah, it would be nice to have the battery for portability. Exactly. That's actually why I bought this stand, because this stand folds up. I originally had it set up for that saw, but then I got this one and I was like, well, I gotta do that. But yeah, like, cause, ready? I don't know if you can see this. Hang on, let me cut this. Let me cut you this and I'll show you. Noise. It's not catching all of it, but this little, I got a bucket head for the, from Home Depot that goes on the 5-gallon buckets for sawdust management. It's not doing a terrible job. Like it's not catching everything, but it's I think it's catching a lot. Okay, so move this. boards have remained fairly straight and some of them have not. That's okay. But yeah, what I was going to show you was this whole thing is a quick release, so I can just stow it, open it up, pick it up, and go. It's pretty great. When we were filming the Toy Box, which is the movie we did with Denise Richards and Misha Barton, were the two members of our, or like the main members of our cast. We were out in the Mojave for 3 weeks, and I just packed up everything, put it in my car, and then when we needed to do something on set, I would drive my car from base camp, set up what we needed, cut, build, do whatever, and then pack it up and drive it off again, and then we'd just go back to filming. So it was pretty efficient. Was the one thing that I brought out a couple things. I brought out when I first moved out here, I drove out in my Honda Fit. I had my clothes, my tools, and my computer, like my laptop. That's pretty much all I brought. Everything else came out later. We're sitting at, okay, we're 5 out of 12. 5 out of 12. Really? How's everybody doing? Y'all doing okay? Everybody holding up? Actually, I don't need this in here. Like, I've been cutting on the same battery so far. I started at 3 out of 4, so it wasn't full, but it's still at 3 out of 4. Noise. Have extra 2x4s under the stack of 4x8 sheets too. But there's only 3, I think. That's what I want. Yep, that's what I want. key to keeping battery-powered tools up to snuff as long as possible. Noise. 3 RPMs. Like with a saw, like with a circ saw, you want to keep those RPMs up as high as possible the whole time. So if you're pushing and it's like it's getting bogged down, don't push as hard. Let the tool do the work and just give it a little coax. Those RPMs stay up, you're not going to burn out the motor, which is what happens with a lot of power tools. People just like try and push through it. If they're plugged into the wall, you can do that a little bit better. Like it's easier. But with battery powered, that's a way to burn out your motor quickly. I will say, I'm kind of happy because the ones at the bottom, because they had so much weight on them, are much flatter than the ones that were on top. So, that's good news. Makes me a little happy. No. Well, wait, am I gonna clear that? You sneaky bitch. You know what? I'm gonna pre-drill it so it's not gonna matter. There's a knot, a big one, right here at the end. And it looks like, yep, blade's gonna just miss it. So I'm gonna take that because sometimes the quality of your lumber is not going to be the best depending on where you get it, depending on where it comes from. Not just the place that you buy it, but the place that it's harvested from. Sometimes you get shitty wood. Sometimes you don't really have an option. Other times you do. For instance, don't fucking buy lumber at Menards. If you know where that is, what that store is, you probably already understand. Save big money, lick my balls. I hate Menards, if you haven't noticed, if you didn't pick up on that. We were building my theater company in Chicago. We were building the set for On Golden Pond. We spent 45 minutes just going through 1/4-inch Luan, trying to find shit that wasn't literally falling apart from the glue. Because it's Michigan, or it's not Michigan, it's Chicago in the wintertime, and they leave their lumber outside like assholes. Horrible. Take a lap. Just missed the edge of it. Oh, that makes me happy. How are we doing on battery?